Hi, my name is Dilshad, and I'm the co-founder and instructor at Data Science Academy. Today, I and my partner Rob will do a demo presentation for immersive data science course. We are very excited about it. Here's our agenda for the day. We will start our demo presentation by introducing ourselves. Then we will give you some information about data science and its applications in the real world. We will continue our presentation by sharing our program and classroom experience. Then we will talk about our curriculum and how we developed it. Career services is integral part of our bootcamp, so we'll definitely talk about it. We will wrap up our presentation by answering frequently asked questions or FAQs. Now I will talk about us. So I'll give you some information about Data Science Academy. We are an educational, training, and career development organization. We offer a variety of services, including data science courses, corporate training, and career services. We do specialize in applying data science to financial service industry, and that's our niche. We are licensed by the state of New Jersey. Now let me talk about myself. I will be your instructor. My name is Dilshad Jumaniyazov again. I'm a chartered financial analyst or CFA charter holder. I hold an MBA degree from University of Illinois, specializing in business analytics. I used to work as equity and data analyst at an investment firm called New Constructs. That's actually where I was exposed to machine learning and artificial intelligence and how machine learning could be applied to investment process successfully. Currently, I work as a data scientist at our newly established company called Data Science 360. Now, currently, we are working a couple of projects, very interesting projects, actually. Now, I will talk about my hobbies. I have several hobbies. I love traveling, and I love finance. So I'm very passionate about finance. Here you can see my picture with one of the greatest investors of all time, Warren Buffett. I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Buffett in person. I was the co-founder and the president of University of Tennessee Investment Group. So I had the privilege of being invited to Omaha to meet Mr. Buffett in person at Berkshire Hathaway headquarters. We had lunch together and had a very insightful conversation, not just about investment, but also how to make our lives meaningful by doing what we love to do. One of his advice was not to ever work for someone you don't admire just because it looks good on your resume. And actually, I took that advice very seriously. Now enough about me. Let me introduce you to my partner, Math Whiz Sohrab. He loves math as much as he loves coding in Python. Here we go. Sohrab, now it's your turn. Thanks.
Oh, is it my time already? I didn't even realize. Whenever Dilshad starts talking about Warren Buffett, usually I have to wait a couple of hours until I get my turn. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Sohrab Sultanov. I got my master's degree in mathematics from the University of West Bohemia in Czech Republic. And currently I work as a senior UI developer at Outfront Media. Outfront Media is an advertising and media company in Manhattan. I also work as a data scientist at our newly established company, Data Science 360. About my interests and hobbies, I love teaching and coding in Python. My love for math helped me to transition smoothly to the programming, and now I cannot seem to stop coding in Python. I'm very excited to share my math and coding knowledge with you guys throughout the course, and I will let Dilshad to continue our presentation.
Well, here, what is data science? Let me give some information. As you can see from this Venn diagram, data science is right in the middle. The intersection of three main disciplines, math and statistics, programming, especially programming in Python, and domain knowledge. In our case, it will be finance. These are data scientists' must-have skills. So to be a great data scientist, you need to obtain and apply these skills successfully. First, you need to be good at math and statistics. So you need to be good at statistical modeling, regression analysis, explorative analysis, and machine learning. And don't be scared because we'll teach you each one of them. And second, you need to be a very good programmer and have some knowledge about database. Especially you need to be good like writing programs in Python. And you need to have some computer science fundamental knowledge and some database management system knowledge. Third, you need to have a domain knowledge and have important soft skills. You need to be good at solving problems. You need to be keen on working with data. Also, you need to be strategic, proactive, and cooperative. Since you'll be working within teams, so you need to have very good communication skills. Fourth, here, communication and visualization. So you need to be good at telling stories. And you need to have a very good knowledge of tools like Tableau. Tableau is a very powerful visualization tool, and we'll teach you how to use it. So you need to be very good at it. Now I will talk about data science process. Let me explain what it is. So here you can see at step one, it's a data collection stage. So that's where actually you collect the data that you're interested. And then once you have the data, you need to store it somewhere, right? So in step two, we will have store the data. For smaller data set, we can use our own like hard drive. So I'll free this space from your local hard drive. For big data, however, think about the Facebook, right? I mean, how many billions of pictures are uploaded every day? So that's considered big data. So for big data, we need to use many servers, and it's very complex procedure. Okay, at step one, once we have our data stored, in step three actually, we will need to clean the data to make sure the data is ready for analysis. There may be some issues with our data, right? The data we collected, there might be some missing values or there could be some duplicate values, and we need to find a way to how to handle them and make sure our data is clean and neat before we go to step four, which is like data analysis stage. So at step four, we will analyze the data using different kind of statistical tools. It could be linear regression, logistic regression, clustering, etc. The data visualization we did for our internal analysis may not be appropriate for our clients. That's where we have to use visualization tools like Tableau. As I said, it's a very powerful tool. So in step five, once we have our own results, we need to display the results using tools like Tableau. Finally, in step six, we will provide our findings to the end users so that they can make very important business decisions, such as maybe producing and selling certain items to increase revenue. So that's in a nutshell, that's try to explain from step one, data collection, all the way to step six, decision-making process. Okay, now, next slide, we'll talk about the Gartner Analytical Ascendancy Model. Now let's define the concept of analytics. What's analytics? Well, it's different to the business intelligence, right, BI, that was trending in early 2000s. Traditional BI involves measuring what has happened in the past using reports and dashboards to chart trends in data. As Gartner points out in this analytic ascendancy model, analytics is moving forward and becoming more sophisticated, offering companies the chance to harvest new insights from their data. The analytics ascendancy model, as you can see from here, describes the existing business intelligence approach as descriptive analytics, which offers hindsight information by enabling us to ask our data what has happened in the past. Further along the maturity curve, you can see here diagnostic analytics, which enables companies to ask why something has happened. From here, we can progress further along the Gartner's analytics ascendancy model to a more difficult but highly appealing approach known as predictive analytics. This extrapolates from past data and uses it to look ahead to the future, enabling us to ask questions such as what will happen next. So based on what happened in the past, we will try to predict what's going to happen in the future. Well, the final and the most powerful tool, or we could say analytical tool, is prescriptive analytics. So analytics tools become much more powerful over time. So this one, as you can see, predictive analytics, it's not only models the future, but helps companies understand what they must do to achieve those outcomes. So they want to get there before everybody else can get there. So analytics tools become much more powerful as we give them right kind of data. Collecting data from different sources can help to reveal new insights, not just about where the company is coming from, also where the company is actually going. This is where companies can actually unlock the value of big data. So we try to explain what the Gartner Analytics Ascendancy model is. I think it was very insightful. So next slide, we will explain analytics capabilities framework. It's kind of looking at the same kind of model with a different perspective. As you can see from here, from this analytics capabilities framework, before we arrive to decision stage, descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics requires more human input. And as we know that if there's more human input, then, well, there might be more rooms for making errors. Thus, more probability of making wrong decisions, right? Look at the human input part, the green part. So it takes a majority of the part, right, from descriptive and diagnostics analytics. So predictive analytics raises the more relevant question, requires less human input than other type of analytics, and has much more proactive approach. The final one, prescriptive analytics, goes even further. As you can see from here, it bypasses the human input stage, enabling us to make actions instantly, or even to set automated straight-through process. That's where data science can contribute the most. Okay. Next slide. Here is a list of top 6 data science use cases that we must know. Big companies are using data science for different purposes. Let's start with the most demanding one, which is Facebook. Facebook is using data to revolutionize social networking and advertising. Amazon is using data to transform e-commerce. And Uber is using data to make rides better. And Bank of America is using data to leverage customer experience to improve it. Airbnb is using data to make our stays much more comfortable. And Spotify is using data to revolutionize music streaming. As you can see from this slide, using data science to improve business operations and business decisions is not limited to big companies, big trendy companies, such as Facebook or Amazon. Here, for example, Domino's Pizza is using data scientists to improve customer experience, and they actually hired data science for that. And here's Children's Place. You guys, I'm sure, heard about them. It's an American specialty retailer of children's clothes. It's hiring data scientists to find new ways to increase revenue through effective marketing. So as you guys can see, like data scientist job is not just limited to big companies. So almost all the small companies also hiring data scientists because they can see value in it to optimize for optimization purposes, optimizing their prices, or it could be like generating more revenue, improve the customer experience. So it could be any of these factors. Okay. Okay. Now we'll talk about how data science is applied in finance. Finance has always been about data. As a matter of fact, finance and data science go hand in hand. Even before the term data science was coined, or you could say invented or created, finance was actually using data science. Financial institutions were among the earliest users and pioneers of data analytics. Here we see the latest applications of data science in finance industry and how advances in data science are revolutionizing finance. As you can see from here, data science is widely used in areas like risk analytics, consumer analytics, customer data management, fraud detection, and algorithmic trading. Well, why become a data scientist? Well, that's a fair question. First of all, data scientists have a very high job satisfaction rate, and there are no more boring tests anymore. You will not just be a number or statistics in your company. So you may reinvent yourselves and make a real difference. So let's say you didn't know, maybe you don't know that you're gonna end up loving data science and because this kind of field didn't exist. So maybe you learn it, you're gonna end up loving it. So you can reinvent yourselves in that sense. And you can make a real difference. So you have a control over your project from A to Z. So from initial collecting data point, like to all the way to making final decisions. So you'll be helping company leaders to make very important business decisions. There are diverse job opportunities. You can work, for example, in finance, in healthcare, manufacturing industry, or you could work for retailers in retailing industry. So there's a lot of different kind of industry you can work for. So you don't have to limit yourself to finance. Let's say you're passionalized in healthcare. Well, you don't have to actually be just work in finance. You can move to healthcare. All you need to do is learn the domain, healthcare domain, and make a smooth transition later on. And again, you can translate your hard work into life-changing career transitions. So let's say maybe you work in an industry you're not very happy. So in that case, you can learn the data science skills and move a transition. You can change your career actually to data science field. And data science, that was important. We thought we should include that. Data science can actually save lives. I'll give you one example. Let's say that, well, everybody knows Apple Watch. So it has a functionality when you actually go to sleep, it kind of measures your heart rate all night long. So it has a functionality. Actually, I just heard it. I just read it in an article. So let's say you might have a heart attack, and then your watch keeps like monitoring your heart rate. So let's say before you have a heart attack, some people might have it in the middle of the night. Actually, your watch, in that case, can actually detect when you might have a heart attack, or it can predict actually quite accurately and call 911. So think about it, like you're sleeping and then you didn't have a heart attack, but you're about to have it, but you got 911 coming and knocking your door. They want to take you to the hospital maybe, and it could actually save lives. That was a very interesting article. Okay. Next one is data science actually makes you a calculated risk taker. So think about it. Now, once you learn like probability and statistics, you might want to apply it to your in life, like to make real decisions. So you might become a much more calculated risk taker in that sense. And this is an interesting part. Data science actually, data scientists right now, the job data scientist, America's highest paying entry-level job. start with $95,000. So let's say you don't have any experience, so don't worry about it. Once you gain all the skills, even even without showing those years of experience, you can still get a nice job starting salary $95,000, and that's just entry level job according to what we saw Indeed. So that was very interesting and very enticing. Okay. So here we'll show you the demand for data scientists. Here you can see the demand, as I said, how it's growing over time. And here's a very interesting numbers. So according to LinkedIn, and you can see there's actually a link. According to LinkedIn, there are about 117 data scientist job postings right now in the United States, and 34,000 of them actually you can see is located in New York City, and almost 32,000 located in San Francisco, and over 10,000 jobs located in Los Angeles and Boston. So there's a lot of job opportunities right there. Very interesting. As you can see here, according to Glassdoor, data scientist job is ranked #1 among 50 best jobs in America for 2019. So that was also interesting. Okay, here are some average salaries posted for data scientists. That's actually on Indeed. For some well-known companies, as you can see, like Facebook pays average almost for $150,000 per year, and American Express pays data scientists almost $200,000 per year. So that's interesting. Here I will talk about our program details. So it will be an intensive boot camp, and the duration of our program will be 16 weeks or 4 months. And we will conduct our classes online and on campus. So here you can see from schedule that Tuesday on Thursdays, our classes will be from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. and that will be online. So our online class will be on Tuesday and Thursdays, and our on-campus part of our class will be on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Of course, there's gonna be a time, like 1 hour for lunch. And it's a non-degree seeking course, but we will provide certificate of completion. So let's say once you complete the program, we'll give you a certificate which you can post on your LinkedIn profile, or you can put on your resume and use it. Okay, I will continue explaining why you should join us. Well, some students want to learn themselves, right? They can go online and learn, they can take courses and everything. But self-teaching is more difficult and less efficient. Students find themselves drifting between topics and left with gaping holes in their understanding. So if you want to learn, definitely you can download materials online. There's a lot of information, but the problem is like once you have information, you start learning, but it's going to be very hard to connect the dots between different topics. And by yourself, it may take years to learn basic skills. Well, that's where we come in. We provide the framework and the discipline. So we will give you assignments, so you're kind of forced to actually work on them, and we'll demand answers. So no excuses there. So we will provide the framework and the discipline. And we developed our curriculum by handpicking the most demanded skills in the marketplace. So we did actually did a lot of research, and we talked to industry leaders, and we handpicked the most demanded skills by looking at the job posting websites like Indeed or LinkedIn or Glassdoor, and we came up with a list of the most demanded skills in the marketplace. So that's how we developed our curriculum. And now we'll talk about our curriculum overview. So we will start by introducing you guys to data, what the data is, and to data science. And about a month, for a month, I will teach you probability and statistics. Then in module 3, we'll have introduction to Python, and module 4 will apply our basic Python skills to machine learning, which will be advanced in that case. So then we will apply the Python for finance and financial analysis, and that's kind of our strength, because there's There's some boot camps actually, but they don't really specialize, and we specialize in finance since we are financial experts. So we work with Git and Introduction to SQL in Module 7. And here, Module 8 is very important because Tableau is a very strong visualization tool, very powerful, and we'll teach you how to use it. Then in Module 3, we'll have a capstone project, and the project will be for about 2 weeks, and you will work as a team. So that's kind of a real-life based project, and that will help with your interviews. And Module 10 will prepare you for job interviews. And I'll talk a little bit later about more about how job interviews and how we prepare you guys. Okay, so next slide, we'll talk about the admission process. So you can apply online, and you should apply online. That's the only way. And once you apply online, and let's say your qualification, everything meets, and we want to interview you in the second process. So once we interview is going to be two-step interview process, right? So the first step is going to be more like behavioral questions. So you want to make sure you're the right person who actually wants to join us. And once you pass that first interview, you will have a second interview. It will be a more technical interview. And we will want to measure your math and programming or computer skills. But the good thing, don't worry about if you don't have any kind of programming skills, and because we do not expect you to have it. But if you have it, well, that's even better. But math part, we expect you to have like some kind of like interest in math, or you should be good at basic math at least. So that's kind of building block, right? So that's where we want to start you from. So first, go ahead and apply online. And it's only one page, takes about 15 minutes. And once you apply, we will review your application. And if we think that you qualify for our program, then there's going to be second stage, right? Interview process. Again, first behavioral and then technical interview. And so once you pass all of them, you will get a admission letter from us. Okay? Now we'll talk about the visualization data using Tableau. Because I thought it would be a good time to actually go ahead and kind of like show you guys what Tableau is actually, how it works. So as I said, here's the data visualization tool, Tableau. It's very powerful. As you can see from this interactive graphic user interface, we are performing clustering analysis. As you can see, it's a cluster divided like all the data into different, like 5 different clusters. So we'll be working in something like this, even better, interactive. Okay. So here's another one. This is another data visualization example done in Tableau. Here are 65 newsletters containing 387 headlines for summer of 2016. As you can see here, every day headlines change between politics, sports and entertainment, economics, health and safety, and etc. Politics has been the most popular topic with 121 headlines. They were about politics, and 83 were about sports and entertainment. As you can see that between July and August, headlines about politics declined, and headlines about sports has increased. So this kind of gives you very good visualization of our findings. Okay. Now, as I said, capstone project, right? So we will have a capstone project at the end, but here we want to give you a little bit sample what you could be working on. So my partner here, Saurabh, is gonna demonstrate or present in Python the real project. It's just a very small piece of the project, what kind of project you might be working on. So he'll be importing Excel file and manipulate data and showing you how the regression analysis is done. So just give you an example. Okay, here we go, Saurabh. Go ahead. Thank you.
Thanks, Dilshad. let me show you a small project in Python. Let's say I would like to buy a house from nice neighborhood, and the house I'm interested in is 2,500 square feet, and I'm concerned because I don't want to overpay. Yeah. So I will collect some data about the houses sold in the same neighborhood last 12 months. So I have them here in this Excel sheet. There are, as you can see here, there are 100 data points. So what we're going to do here is actually here this data contains house prices on the first column and the house sizes, corresponding house sizes in the second column. Based on the simple data I have here, what I would like to do is predict the house price for the house I'm interested, which is 2,500 square feet. What's the maximum price I should pay for the house? Let's find out by performing the regression in Python. Okay, why Python? Why Python is widely used in data science world? It's not because the Python is a cool and popular language. No, it's actually because of the Python libraries and packages makes data science life much easier. Okay, we're gonna start importing Python libraries. So here I'm gonna import the libraries I need, and then we're gonna pull the house price, our data, into the Python environment. So then we will start creating our regression model. The first we're gonna assign the prices to the variables, and then we're gonna have the scatter plot of our data. Now we run some Python codes, and here we see our linear regression. And based on our regression and formula is as follows. Now, based on our regression and formula, we found out that we can pay at most $659,000 for 2,500 square feet house in the neighborhood I like. If I pay more based on the data, I would be overpaying. As you can see, this is just a small demonstration about the data science.
Now let me talk about our career services. So we will help you to polish your work experience in your resume. We will emphasize on your newfound skills on your resume. So now you know how to use Python, you know how to do statistical modeling, so we'll emphasize your skills on your resume that employers that really want. And we will work on LinkedIn, so we'll help you to set up a profile so it will be attractive for future employers. And we will, as I said, we will help you with interviews, with interview preparation. And it will be a one-on-one career coaching. So we will sit down one-on-one and work with you with your interview skills. And we will have mock interviews. It will be, as I said before, behavioral and technical. So we'll make sure that actually you ace those interviews. Now let me talk about job opportunities. What kind of jobs you guys can get? The beauty of it is actually you don't have to be data scientist, because there's a lot of jobs data science related you can have. So for example, you can become a data analyst or data engineer, of course, data scientist, data journalist, if you like that kind of field. You could be business analyst, or if you kind of develop a passion for SQL, when we teach them, you could become a SQL developer later on, of course, with a little bit more preparation. You can become data visualization engineer, big data engineer, As I was saying a lot about business intelligence, that's where actually, if you let's say you don't want to go too deep into machine learning and artificial intelligence, well, you have an option actually. Based on the past data, you want to work with let's say dashboards or generating reports. That's where you can work as a business intelligence analyst, or you can work as a research analyst, or system engineer and database administrator. As you can see, there's a lot of different related jobs you can work on, but kind of it opens the door to different jobs. Basically, what data science does, what we teach does. Okay. Now we came up with a lot of frequently asked questions because we had students asking a lot of questions about uh, this kind of similar questions. So we thought it would be a good idea actually to put them online, so people, maybe future students, they can look up and have their answers. Okay. So first question is like, what if I don't have previous data science experience? Is the program suitable for beginners? Well, the answer is yes. We will provide you with the foundation to succeed in this program. We will help you to build your skills by teaching you all the necessary data science skills one by one from scratch, from zero. What if I have a non-technical background? I think it's a related question. Well, that's the beauty of it, you don't have to have a technical background. As I said before, we'll teach you all the required skills one by one from scratch, but we definitely expect you to have basic math skills. As long as you have inclination and some kind of a liking to math, and I don't think it's going to be an issue, you will love the adventure and data science field. Why should I choose your academy and not others? That's a very reasonable question, and let me answer you as best as I can. Well, first, we will provide an exceptional service and support. We will have a one-on-one coaching all the way until you get your data science jobs. And even after you get jobs, we will help to support you in your new roles as a data scientist until you start making kind of comfortable at your new positions. So we're not just gonna leave you once you get the job. So we will be there for you even after you get a job, so that you have confidence in your new jobs. Besides, we are one of the very few boot camps that specialize in finance. I keep saying that because some boot camps, they don't actually specialize in any kind of domain. They just want to teach you everything, but we do specialize in finance. We are expert in this field. Moreover, think about it. Financial companies, they tend to be very generous actually when it comes to compensation, when it comes to salaries. So I think that plays some kind of role for people to choose finance also, because it's lucrative, right? It pays the most, really the most, compared to other different kind of domains or fields. Okay. Next question. How did you choose the skills and technologies in your curriculum? Very reasonable. So you want to know how we came up with all the skills and what we want to teach, right? That makes total sense. Okay. As I said, I'm a CFA charter holder and a member. I'm also a member of New York City CFA Society. Over there, I met a lot of people. Actually, when I go there, I meet people like from finance industry, but very respectable individuals. So let's say one time I met a hedge fund manager, and he was a very respectable hedge fund. So he was saying the same thing. Like he was saying, we don't want to hire 10 analysts anymore. It doesn't make sense anymore for us, because those analysts, they want to work on Excel sheet, and they take forever. And they said we'd rather hire people with new skills, right, or younger people, and they can do the job of like 10 analysts. One person can do it. So they know that. And how he can do it? Well, he knows Python, how to use it. He has some technological skills. So he has competitive advantage. So that's where it's heading. That's why we try to teach you guys, because now everywhere you go, especially in the financial domain, they want you to have some kind of technological background. They want you to be a really good Python, because think about it. Whatever you can do Excel sheet for a day, you can do in Python in about 15 minutes. And we'll teach you how to do that. That's very interesting. And again, let's go back. What technologies what skills actually we decide to choose to teach, right? So we also learn from the marketplace. and research job postings on Indeed and Glassdoor and LinkedIn, and to see what kind of technologies actually were highly in demand for data scientists, what employers want the most. We took all that information actually into consideration while developing our curriculum. Okay, okay, next question. What kind of computer do I need? What are the hardware requirements? Well, we highly recommend that you have your own personal laptop. I mean, desktop works, but you might have a hard time because you might be moving, coming to class, you know. So laptop is kind of like preferred method, and desktop is not going to be very convenient. And tablets are not allowed because you will be installing some important programs, right? So tablets, you cannot do that. And what kind of hardware and requirements you need? Okay. You don't need more than 8 gigs, I will believe. So at least you have 8 gigs of RAM and 120 gigabytes of like a free disk space and 2 gigahertz of computing power, processing power. And if you're a Mac user, please do not switch to PC because since you may be wasting a lot of time trying to learn the nuances of new system, right? Switching back and forth, I don't think it's a good idea. If you have a Mac, stick to it. I think we can still teach very effectively, like even if you use Mac. Okay. Okay. How many hours do we need to dedicate to succeed in this program? Well, you will have to dedicate at least overall like about 400 hours to succeed in this program. That's kind of minimum size, so it could be a lot more. So depending, but the minimum recommend 400 hours. Okay. Now, here's more information about us. As you can see, you can find more information from our website, datascienceacademy.us, or you can have more information in LinkedIn. So if you want to go and look at my personal LinkedIn, go ahead, please. That's under like, you can see the link. And for Sohrab, you can see the link. Well, thank you for joining us. And we are very excited to start our courses, data science courses. And we look forward to meeting you. Thank you so much for your attendance.